Last we left off, you slept the morning away due to your successful night saving of Sammy's younger brother and father. Upon setting off back to town, Riker and Herc went to sleep while the remaining three went to check on Sammy's mother, who dismissed the idea that she would ever leave Evening Star and bid you all farewell after an emotional embrace with her son. After waking and setting forth into the Starwater Gorge in the Stormhorn Mountains, you were ambushed by Rexel and the people who he was indebted to, in a reckless attempt for him to repay his debts. Even though Arvind Haas had told the group to stand down and just give the bandits what they wanted, Arsis initiated combat by drawing her bow and arrow in an act of aggression. The battle was short-lived and the leader of the bandits escaped by jumping into the river below. After the battle, Sammy took to desecrating his father's corpse, repeatedly stabbing him until his midsection looked more akin to minced meat before throwing him into the river. Afterwards, Arv took a moment to remind the party that even though they are on an official mission of the Crown, the laws still apply. And killing these bandits was not fitting punishment for the crime, and not their judgment to pass. We resume the now awkward ride north through the mountains. As I remember, I believe Arsis just took off. She was the first to leave. Can I get a marching order for the rest of the group as you're continuing through the mountains?
Herc.
I think at this point I would be in the lead because I'm sulking.
Okay.
Herc number 2. Sulk number 2.
I think Riker was one of the last to get on his horse, so I think I'm in the way back. And we did search that corpse, right?
Yes, I would imagine we searched
Yeah.
all the bodies
I'm pretty sure.
before we took her.
But we could only get to one body, so.
Yeah, I linked you guys the loot, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in case we didn't, I want to make clear that we probably did.
It was an outrageous amount of gems.
Yes,
Okay.
Was it in
2,200
character?
gold pieces, gold ring, 3 gems, oral sapphire and diamond, and then a potion of superior healing.
Oh yeah, there it is. Cool.
It's right in the middle of all the Paul Rudd shit.
What's an oral gem?
It shouldn't be
Opal.
oral. It should be opal. Did I type oral?
Yeah. Right in.
I think
Let's
it
go
should be
ahead
an
and
oral
change-
gem.
An oral
We're
gem.
doing oral now. It's
Leave
canon.
it.
Yeah, you just keep the gem in your mouth.
It's
like
a pink red color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes like Himalayan sea salt?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, good catch there. Holy shit. How did
A
I
chunky
walk right
quartz
past that?
minerality.
Oh, that's great.
Alrighty.
Ugh.
As you continue navigating your way north through the Stormhorn Mountains, the sun getting lower and lower starts to get the cascading light where it's just barely peeking over the western portion of the mountains into the gorge. You hear the river still roaring below you, some 80 feet down. Is there anything that you would like to do while you continue on this journey north?
I mean, probably be on the lookout for more bandits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Riker, go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right. There we go. Dirty 20.
Okay. 20. Keeping an eye on the cliff sides, looking for any ledges, any paths that bandits might be lurking, maybe backup, maybe the two that had escaped on the eastern side went and got reinforcements. You don't see anything. You don't see any signs of any human foot traffic. What I will say also with a 20 is that while the sun is cascading you can see dark clouds far into the sky, far ahead. No rain. These look different. You can see lightning crackling in the clouds.
All right, I will flip a switch on my mask to cast a message to Arsis, who's in the lead, and just say, "Hey, I'm not liking the look of the clouds up ahead."
Now that he brought it to my attention, can I use my survival and my nature skills to try to
Yeah,
determine if we should be worried?
yeah. Go ahead
And
and
then,
go ahead.
while she's doing that, have we spent enough time on the road for a short rest, or are we not capable of a short rest at this point?
Yes, you can gain the benefits of a short rest. Actually, Arsis, if you could give me a nature, I think I would want a nature versus survival on this one.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe even with a little help from your dragon companion. These clouds far into the distance aren't just normal clouds. These clouds, especially with the lightning streaking in between them, are typically a sign of blue dragons that are typically found in the Stormhorn Mountains.
Didn't I switch Ardu to lightning just last session too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Um,
I'll hold up a hand. I'll stop the procession. Y'all, that lightning reeks of dragon magic. Are you sure we want to go this way?
I take it's not the good dragon magic.
Well, it's neither good or bad. It's one of those things where if we bother them, we're in trouble, but they're just living their lives.
Oh,
Kind of like a bear. Like a bear's not evil, but it will kill you.
Arv speaks up. There's only one way through the pass, so the only way for us to go is forward. And since you were so hell bent on murdering those bandits because you didn't have time, I can't imagine that we would want to take the time to backtrack now.
I ignore Arv and just continue with Arsis. Um, uh, what do you think we should do? Do you want to continue forward?
I mean, again, they're just in their natural habitat. If we don't bother them, they may not bother us. I don't know enough about dragons, even with Ardu here, to really make a call if it's gonna be safe. I would say we just go quiet. Maybe just try to sneak past them and not bother them. It's a little different when something's defending its home and it's living its life, and we charge in on them versus being attacked in the open road. And you know, as I'm looking directly at Riker.
If you're
Yeah.
all stopped in this moment,
Yeah.
Arv continues around and continues riding, now assuming the lead.
Well, I guess we better keep up with him.
Go quiet. Try not to disturb anything. We might make it through this.
Probably try not to use magic either, just in case.
Can't say for sure.
Is there any additional preparations that you would like to make before you continue your trek north? I notice
Oh,
only
boy.
3 of you spent hit die. Does that mean the rest of you either didn't want to or you were at full HP?
full HP.
I took no damage, so
Yeah, I did take
don't
a
need
short
to.
rest.
Oh,
no
only
damage
two of you.
through.
Yeah. But yeah, make sure you click the short rest button even if you don't do hit points because it does
Yeah.
refill some abilities and stuff.
All of my bardic special things.
If we get closer, we see any dragons, I can make us real quiet. Yeah, even Herc. So we have a shot.
I will say if we're going, as we're going towards the dragons, like when I make my Eldritch Cannon, when it's not in use, I keep it in the bag of holding. I will just take it out of my bag of holding and like plop it on my shoulder.
Okay. All right.
Does anybody know anything about dragon areas, signs we should be looking out for?
I mean, point at the clouds. Unfortunately,
How
our
about
New
when we get
Zealand
a little
dragon.
closer?
I know, but if I'm sure he'll warn us if we get closer. I do believe they're really territorial, so if we step into their territory, it could be.
Yeah,
But they're
I've
also.
always wanted to see dragons up close. I guess just yeah, he like looks at the clouds, just not like this.
I mean, I speak dragon, so if we do run into one, I might be able to convince us to let us just pass. Depends on how many, how nice it's feeling.
One way to
Or
find out,
how
I
hungry
suppose.
it is.
We might see if there's any. Have we seen any like larger wildlife? Deers, elk, goats on our trek?
In this portion, no. Like if looking down, you might have seen some larger fish into the water, kind of jumping out. But as far as like deer, even goats or anything that might be into the mountains, you haven't really found anything. You've seen some rabbits or some smaller things, but the largest animal, your horses.
Yeah. We might have to prepare to give up some horses.
Oh, it's a good thing that I've got that second horse.
That and the fact that Mr. Herc can just summon a horse.
I think that's the reason why you have the extra horse.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Continuing on, as the sun is creeping lower and lower, now just barely cascading the light, casting some rather dark shadows over the rest of the landscape. The clouds, the thunder, and the lightning still far ahead, still visible. You come across what appears to be a natural stone bridge, been worn away by the river underneath. But as you get closer, you notice that Arv's already stopped, and he's looking at it. And as you all get closer, no perception check needed, you can tell that what's giving him pause is that it appears the recent storm, the additional water coming through, has worn it away a little more, and this stone ledge appears to be, or stone bridge appears to be, on the edge of crumbling.
How long is the bridge?
I will move you all to the map.
Ooh.
Okay.
The bridge in its entirety is about 30 feet on this side, but as you're looking further to the north, you can see that it actually doubles back and crosses across another section of the river. It's hard to tell, at least from your vantage point now, whether or not that is facing the same issue. From here, you can actually, somebody give me a perception check if you would like to scout ahead to see like the next bridge, whether or not you can tell that that's also dealing damage.
Not my best perception check.
It's hard to really gauge from this distance, but what you can see is that as you kind of step off to the ledge over here on the side and peer down and looking to see how much stone support is left underneath of this one, and then gauging off into the distance some 100 and so feet ahead, you can see that the one to the north seems to have more structural support underneath.
If we can make it across this one, we should be good to keep riding north.
Maybe we have one person go at a time and someone else can hold a rope while someone crosses in case it crumbles.
Arv, I know you've got that ability to slow down our fall. But do you have an ability to allow multiple things to fly?
Let me double check a stat block. I'm pretty sure no.
I mean, we could take some extra time and see if we could repair this bridge.
Arv mumbles something under his breath and slowly goes across on his horse.
Anything happened to the bridge underneath when he did that?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Can Rin just check from where she is?
I would say, yeah, 2's the most that I'm gonna let check, since you're already kind of over there and you were already inspecting the bridge. So I'll allow it.
We'll reroll it.
Okay.
18's coming in strong.
Sammy, as you're watching Arv walk across, you try to look over the ledge and monitoring the stone as it's crumbling kind of underneath. You can see that a lot of the loose fragmentations of the rock on the top portion of the ledge kind of skitter, and the horse is kicking them off the ledge, and they scuttle down to the river far below. But it's hard to tell whether or not any structural integrity is lost. Rin, however, you can see, I'm not going to say a large boulder, but larger rocks seeming to crumble away from underneath.
Okay, I don't think that this thing is going to hold us all. Arv already took some rocks out underneath him.
Somebody's gonna hop off his horse. Perfect. And he's gonna pull a rope out of his pack, sort of like maybe a lasso or something like that.
Okay.
Tie something and wrap it around his horse's neck.
Whoa, okay.
Well, and the idea is Sammy is going to get about 20, 30 feet in front of the horse.
Okay.
And then try to lead the horse. So Sammy gets across first, and then he tries to guide the horse across.
Okay, so Sammy is the next one to go across. Alrighty. That meant to be to the GM. You're able to make it across successfully.
Okay. Am I not so wee horsey?
And your not so wee horsey is also able to come across. Rin, I'm going to assume that you standing over there in that corner, you're actively watching the bridge. You can tell when Sammy walked over by himself, virtually nothing changed. It appeared that he was able to walk across. You didn't see so much as a pebble. But this horse, as it was walking, this time you saw larger rocks crumble into the ground below, or into the water below.
It looks like it's the weight of the horses. We should get the rest of them across as quickly as we can.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Riker will get off his horse. So just send the horses one by one then?
Probably shout from the other side. I don't know how loud the water is, but I'll shout at them to do the same thing with ropes if they have it, and toss me the end of the rope, and then I'll try to guide them across so they don't spook or run off or anything like that.
You said that the chasm itself is about 30 feet across,
Mm-hmm.
and we have about 50 feet of rope.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the wall incline. We could shove some pitons in to maybe anchor some ropes.
Yeah, you could do for sure.
Okay, y'all. I think Sammy has the start of a good idea. We could take some of that rope, maybe anchor it into the side of that cliff face. Use it as like a way to lift some of the weight off of the thing, and as a backup in case it falls. I don't know how it's going to help with the horses, but it will definitely save our lives.
Yeah.
And I will give piece of my rope to Ardu, and I'll keep the other half and knock it into the back wall area, and I'll send Ardu over since he's lighter than me to Sammy with the other half of the rope and a piton.
Yeah, absolutely. You're able to do so. Sammy, do you have like are those in Dungeoneers packs? What is it? Do you have?
I have a hammer. I have a hammer and a baton in my pack, so
Okay.
Tarsus and I probably have the same pack then.
All right. Arsis, I want you to make a survival check with advantage. Sammy, I want you to just make a normal survival check to figure out a good location to place this.
Bad roll. Much better roll.
Both of you find adequate places to be able to place this to where it's wedged in, and you feel that the weight of the rock on top of it and on all sides is not going to allow this to come out anytime soon. And you're able to get in one rope. Did you say that you were going to do this multiple times, or this was just with one rope?
I think I was only going to plan to do it with one rope.
Okay.
Now, I think we should send the horses over one at a time, and it'll be much easier for us to cross if this thing does crumble with the ropes.
I agree. I think this is a good plan.
All right. If you'd like, I can just talk to the horses and explain the plan to them.
Yeah, so long as they understand.
Yeah. And so I will use the spell Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Okay. So we have to cross this bridge, but we got to do it real carefully. You guys have to be quick but light-footed, and we got to go one at a time. Other horses already made it across. If you guys do your best and just walk light-footed and kind of quickly, we might all safely get across. All right?
These horses, you can gauge now, start to feel extremely panicked. Like, you can tell by their mannerisms, they are stamping their feet, they are looking around, looking back the other way. They did not like this.
I know, and I'll start trying to soothe them.
Okay.
It's all right. We have some special abilities that if one of you were to happen to not make it, we can save you. So I promise.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay.
Um,
We'll take care
can
of you guys. We need you as much as you need us.
Rin
And-
gives some encouragement and gives Arceus bardic inspiration. So you can add
And-
a d8 to that.
and Dawnstar will help her.
Okay.
By saying, "Calm thyself, fellow beasts.
Oh my
I will lead
god.
the way if I must."
Add a d8.
All
add a
right.
D8.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
hold
roll
on,
a
hold
D8
on.
just in
Hold
case.
on. With the aid of Dawnstar, I'll allow you to roll with advantage.
Okay.
It's a 5. That's a good 8.
Oh. Whew.
Oh wow.
As you start to calm them down, no, it's okay. We have magic. We can save you if you fall. One of them you can even see as like rearing and getting ready to bolt. And Dawnstar speaks up. The more powerful, more elegant beast calms them down. And even though,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, he gives a speech about their ancestors and to find it within themselves to be better than they've ever been before and have courage.
You can tell, especially Arceus, you can tell that there's still fear in their eyes. But
He
they
basically
continue
gives
on.
Aragorn's speech at the end of Lord of the Rings.
Nice. Okay. How many
But
horses do
yeah,
we have left to get over? We've gotten over 2.
2 of them has passed.
One,
We had
2, 3, 4.
5 plus Dawnstar. So.
Oh yeah, did Arv take both horses across
Yeah,
or just
what-
his horse?
What was the deal with the
Just
spare
his
horse?
I did just say it was Arv's, but let me roll another one just to. Okay.
I think with that roll, he left the spare horse behind. Sounds like the solution there.
Yeah, actually. When the first horse is going across, we'll say you're sending over the spare horse. Immediately, as it gets halfway through, I rolled a 1. Immediately, it crumbles under the weight of the horse, and you hear it neighing and whinnying and trying to reach out with its hooves, trying to gather any sort of ground as it's trying to lurch forward.
Has Arv like completely abandoned us and left?
No, he's just standing right there.
I mean, he could cast. He could.
He can
The
cast
horse.
he can cast Featherfall, but that's just
Yeah.
gonna let it slowly fall into the water.
Right. And then we can get it from there.
I mean, the
I'm gonna
water is like moving. This horse is
And I thought it was an 80-foot or so height. So not getting that horse back anytime soon, if at all.
Didn't you guys
Well, at
wrap
this
a
point, I
rope
don't think
around
we're gonna
it?
get the rest of the horses either.
Wasn't there a rope
I mean,
around the
I do
horse?
have Vortex Warp, but I'm hoping to save it for one of us instead. But if y'all want to save the horse, I can save the horse.
That's your call, buddy.
I did promise we'd save the horses, so that's
I
my
will say
concern.
that as Arv is watching this, he does cast Featherfall. So it will fall slowly, so the fall won't kill it. But it'll be
Okay. You know what? I want to save the horse. I'm casting Vortex Warp on that horse to get it to the other side.
okay.
Hashtag save the horses, everybody.
Alrighty.
Yeah, but there's no way we're gonna get the other horses across.
No.
How big is the gap? Like, can the horses not like jump from one end to the other?
30 feet.
Like
30
how-
foot.
Like the entire bridge went down, or was it just like a portion of it?
we'll say 20 foot of the bridge collapsed.
Okay, that's still a lot. Okay.
Another 10 foot is still like you can tell that it's crumbly, it's loose, but it is still there. As this all happens and the horse is on the other side, Arsis, you can hear the horse screaming, kind of a oh shit, I almost died,
Well, I told you we got you. We weren't gonna let anything bad happen to you. Thank you for being
We're just
brave.
hearing a whole bunch of neighing and whinnying and everything right now, and I'm just like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Fun fact, the farthest a horse has ever jumped is 28 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to have a perfect running start, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
furthest the horse ever has jumped.
that'd be a bit of a
the perfect horse.
that's only
like,
Don.
bit of a leap
Star.
of faith there.
Yeah.
Dawnstar is the perfect horse, so he should be able to make it across, right?
And there's literally no other path. Like we.
We're in it, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hold on.
If these horses were but seahorses.
It wouldn't help us very much on getting around on land, Herc. But I like your out of the box thinking. We just have to somehow get them from this side to the other side. We got what? 3 horses left? Plus yours?
Horse.
I don't
Yeah.
have anything else that might help.
I can only do the teleportation thing once, maybe 2 other times, but that's it. Hold
How
on.
close is it to evening? We've been traveling for a while, so.
Like it's really close to the sun setting over top of the mountains. I was hoping that this map lighting would potentially portray the sun setting over top of the mountains. So it's getting close.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Riker. As soon as we get across, we can camp for the night and get a rest.
If the horses stay put, then it's not a bad idea. If everyone is fine with it and it won't put us back too far on time.
Well, I don't know.
Sammy's
if we were
gonna
planning...
shout from across. Is like, can anybody shrink the horses?
Not a skill I possess,
Right.
but
Riker just thinks about it. That would be a really hold on. He's like thinking of like an invention in his head, but he does not have it.
you could hit on divinity, throw a horse across.
That's what I was gonna ask, but I don't think that would be allowed.
That horse weighs
Maybe.
about a half a ton.
I can carry about 7 billion tons. I think I did the math correctly.
I love your
It's just,
exact math.
A tree was
equations.
14 billion tons, so that's why.
I mean, can you get maybe the 2 other horses and I can stay on this side tonight and keep this one calm? And in the morning, we take the last one?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Will that exhaust you too much to try to get across that rope?
Riker just like
Hey
goes for his-
guys, there's something coming towards us from the skies. There's a I think it's a dragon flying towards us.
Fuck.
As she kind of points out into the distance, several of you can see it. But as it's getting closer, and it's still hard to make out whether this is a large bird or a dragon, Arsis, you would probably be able to recognize just by the shape of the wings and the general flapping that it is, in fact, a dragon. It dives fast behind the mountain.
I got 2 questions for you, DM.
Okay.
One, do you follow dragon alignment rules from 5th edition D&D?
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Oh, you
I
mean
can al-
like metallics being good and chromatics being bad? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah,
then two,
absolutely.
would artists know this?
Oh.
Now, I see a giant carnivore flying in the air. I can only presume the worst.
Right.
So,
Please presume the worst. Is what I'm saying. Please presume the worst. Get down, hide,
so then,
do what you can.
while you're chewing on that, Andrew, John, Danny would probably shout, "All right, do you have invisibility?"
I do, but I can't get you from all the way over there.
I'm saying to
Arv. Arv does have invisibility. Yeah, I have it. I can only cast it twice though.
So player me knows that's probably not going to be great because they probably have true sight unless.
I guess I can only really
I don't
cast it
know.
once because of concentration. But I guess I could cast it as. Anyways.
Wait, John. On both sides of the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
what hiding places are there, if any?
Yeah. Emmy's really eyeballing this
Like
crop
caves,
of greenery
big
here.
rocks to hide under, just something to take cover.
Make a perception check.
You don't have to do
Alright.
survival.
Survive.
for
Yeah,
this
you
one.
could do a survival.
I don't want to do survival. That's worse. Oh, that's still not good though. That's still not good though. That's a 6. I don't know. There's a small shrub over there. Maybe we could take cover behind that. He points to just like the barest little like bush you can imagine.
Yeah. For you in your sight, the best spot that you can find is free of the line of sight of anything coming directly from the north. You can kind of like tuck yourself back into the corner, but that's about as best as you can, without just like
camouflage with the
straight
background.
running back south to try to find another spot. And even then, you don't remember seeing any real caves. Like this is kind of a 10, sometimes 20-foot wide path that just winds through the mountains. What are the rest of you doing?
If Arv is going to cast invisibility on one of the horses, that's great. But I'm going to try to pull him from the saddle. And if he's not, or if he is in the saddle, and I'm looking at this little bit of vegetation over here. I'm looking to see if there's anything bigger that we can hide in. And I will just like try to shove him in there.
Shove Arv in there?
Yes, shove Arv and then myself in there and try to hide.
Okay, Arv casts invisibility at 3rd level. Able to.
Does he cast it on the horse or himself?
He casts it on the horse.
Okay.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be 2 horses?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yes.
there are 3 on that side.
There are 3.
Oh, there are 3. Yep. Then only 2 of them get. He protects the horse that he was riding. He gets off of it first, so it doesn't look like he's just riding just a random, just floating midair like this. And the one that was saved.
And so it does look like the dragon has noticed us and is coming our way? Or was it just in the sky nearby?
It appeared that it was coming at least your way, and it dove rather quickly behind the mountains. It broke line of sight, essentially.
Okay. So I will lead the horses back just far enough around the bend to kind of get them out of sight. And I will explain to them that they need to stay quiet and they need to stay over here until the danger is
I will
past.
smack my horse and
That's
send
the
it running
worst
north.
thing you could do. God.
Sending it running north, getting it away from us.
Okay. As you smack your horse, it just bolts north. It is clattering its hooves against the stone, running fast out from the water. Just as your horse gets across the bridge, the blue dragon comes up, grabs it with its talons, and drags it off and dunks it back into the water very quickly.
Jesus
What do you do? I give you guys a moment to react.
I still go with my plan of pulling Arv into whatever vegetation I can
Okay.
and
Um,
hiding.
I'm giving the horse's reins to Riker, and I'll come back up, being prepared to parlay with the dragon if it were to make itself known again.
Rin's tucking back behind this bush as best as she can.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys can tuck back here in this little area if you want to. Herc, what are you doing?
So wait, this happened up here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
by this
so let
bridge.
me the dragon came up out of the water right here, wet. You can see just water splashing. Grabs the horse, dunks it into the water over here, and I'm giving you guys
Okay.
a moment to react.
The size of the dragon indicates that it may not be an adult.
Is that a question, or are you telling
It
the
is,
group?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you so that I can then tell the group.
You haven't necessarily seen a lot of dragons.
Just the one.
Yeah. That dragon's pretty small. This dragon looks pretty big compared to your dragon. So I would say,
And you never asked my question if Arsis would have an inkling about dragon alignment.
I think so. I think that's one of those kind of like,
General knowledge
yeah,
thing.
general knowledge things where everybody knows like the color of dragon. If you ever see it, run. Like the majority of the times, the metallic dragons, they're, I guess, not necessarily in their normal form. A lot of them prefer to take up, polymorphed and kind of mingle around with the humans or humanoids.
But they'll still kill you for invading their lair, so you know.
It's true. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I would say yes. You would know that a blue dragon is probably not nice, and I would say that this isn't a baby dragon, but it's not like a
An
big
ancient dragon.
Yeah, it's not an ancient dragon, but it's somewhere in between. You as a player, knowing that a large token represents a young dragon, but your character probably wouldn't. And not necessarily to even say that I, as the DM, haven't altered the stat block enough to where it's not akin to a young
I don't
dragon.
have stat blocks. It's
Right.
fine. Just looking at the size.
That dragon, is it slightly larger than the horse? Significantly larger than the horse?
About the size of a horse.
Yeah, I would say that it's probably just a little bit bigger, especially with the wings, the tail. Like if
it's like 1.2 horses.
1.3.
Oh, sorry, 1.3. Round. That's rounding up, right?
Yeah, 1.5 horses.
1.25.
Yeah, like 1.26 horses.
Yes.
Oh God, now you're getting specific.
All right, sorry, Herc.
Wow.
Everybody else is hiding except for Arsis potentially. She's kind of doing her own thing, I guess, preparing to come up and parlay with the dragon. What are you going to be doing?
Or you don't want to provoke this one. They lean towards the foul mood before they start feeling friendly.
Dragon! Yes, I love this. Yes.
Bert, let's hope it's busy eating and it's not going to pay attention to you because they're evil. They don't like people.
I prepare a javelin.
Please don't.
Flee!
Let's fucking go.
Okay, about 30 seconds go by, and eventually the dragon lurches back out of the water and comes to perch right here on this center stone. Horse now completely limp, blood trailing quickly off of its body, cascading down the rock walls, and it is just tearing into the flesh.
Right. I'm gonna step up and in Draconic, I'm gonna be like, I hope you enjoyed our offering. We just want to travel through your territory in peace. No harm for you, no harm for us, but is that all right?
What does that sound like? That doesn't. Because what does Draconic sound like? Sarah,
Probably
I
a
want
lot
to
of growling and
Immersion.
Oh, it sounds like dragons talking.
yeah.
It looks up,
And then
sniffs,
also
and looks
makes
over in
himself-
your direction. Go ahead.
Ardu's also kind of like chirping, whatever he says, on the other side, just trying to be friendly. He's also blue, so hopefully it'll help us pass by.
Herc, are you still standing up there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like, please let me handle this. Please let me handle this. We might be able to get by with all of our lives except for that poor horse.
The blue dragon sniffs, looks, turns its gaze towards you. Sammy, you are trained on this dragon, and you get the feeling that it has not paid you any mind. Same with Rin. Riker, you probably don't know because you're well out of line of sight, and you're probably not peeking. Are you peeking your head back around to see this, or are you just staying
Fuck
hidden?
no, I'm not doing that.
Okay. But you can
Riker's scared as shit, dude.
He's probably pissed at himself, to be honest.
right now,
Probably. I've got a bunch of horses. There's a dragon. Like, no.
right?
Arceus
got-
is making
you've got the
weird
meat wagon.
noises.
I actually speak Draconic as well, so I can at least
Okay.
understand you.
Okay.
Nice.
To everybody else, this does not sound, unless you know Draconic, it sounds very low and rumbling, but it says, "You pride yourself to think that you can speak to a blue dragon, interrupting my meal."
So sorry. I'm the familiar of a blue dragon. I apologize that I stepped on your toes and bothered you while you were eating. If you'd like, we can parlay after you finished your meal.
What do you mean, familiar with the blue dragon?
Ardu, he's bonded to me.
He turns to Ardu. Bonded with the human? How could you? Little runt. Does Ardu say anything in return?
Sure. I mean, if we have a mental link or anything like that, I don't think we do, but I'm hoping Ardu's smart enough. I think he's smart enough to play along.
I would think so. I just didn't
Yes.
want to answer for Ardu, given this is your
Right.
little scene.
My little things, yeah. So I think Ardu would reply about something about having human slaves to escort him where he needs to go, which just happens to be on the other side of the mountain. And if this majestic being would just let us pass in peace, we would be eternally grateful and may owe it a favor or something along those lines.
Okay. Give me a persuasion at disadvantage. There were so many things in that a blue dragon would never say.
Okay. I mean, this one's baby, so. You said persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so good at this, guys.
Okay. This blue dragon, the horse kind of innards hanging out, it lets it fall to the ground as it leaps off of the rocky platform and comes and perches itself, wings flapping right in front of Ardu, and it gets down close, sniffing it. Does Ardu do anything in kind, or does it just stand?
It's gonna stand proudly. Yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna puff up his chest and probably, give an air of arrogance. I mean, because he's not naturally a blue dragon, so he doesn't really know, but he's gonna try. He's just the essence of dragon.
We do not take slaves. We pride ourselves in being hunters, being able to do what we want and take what we want. We do not keep, we kill. You are no blue dragon. And it is going to bite attack at Ardu. And at this point, we are going to get into initiative. Give me a moment. Let me make sure that... Nice. Okay. You guys can add the initiative token.
And don't forget to click your tokens.
Just as a little backdoor secret, the first number that you rolled today corresponded to the color of dragon that you would be facing.
Oh.
Do we know what the
Was
second number
metallic an
corresponds to?
option? The bridge.
Who knows?
The environmental obstacle that was involved. No, I don't know.
Guys, I really love our rules, except for you, Riker.
In
I
rank.
don't need a high initiative. Thank you very much. That's
Yeah,
just
Oh,
but
and
they-
Rin.
they
Sorry, I
still
didn't see Rin's
both-
next one.
They still both beat the dragon though, so.
That is
Yeah.
true. Dragon is going last.
Although Rin and Riker are Rin and Herc are not on the turn order because
Don't
did
forget
you
to
guys
click
click
your
your tokens?
I did click my token. I clicked it.
After you rolled initiative?
No, it was
No, I
Look,
clicked
I
it
believe
before. I clicked it before.
so rude.
They're
Okay.
not okay.
And we need
Arsis, I imagine, has... Yes, we do need Arv. Arsis, I imagine you have the agility or dexterity.
I don't know. Is your dex higher than a 16, Herc? Okay.
He should have played the power move and said yes.
Okie dokie. I will
So
say...
is that a surprise attack for Ardu then?
I will say that the bite attack at Ardu is going to be like the surprise attack because he was standing tall, and you guys wouldn't have initiated combat until after the bite happened.
I had a javelin prepared, which I just put in the thing. Can that be thrown?
I'll allow you to throw it. I guess as like a held action for as soon as the bite happens. I'll allow you to do it.
Okay.
So a 15 to hit.
It actually misses.
Really?
Mhm.
Mrs. Ardu?
Yes.
Sheesh. Okay.
Ardu's AC is actually higher than my AC.
That's wild.
Yo, let's fucking go.
I wonder if is it because it's small?
Wow.
Hey, I don't know.
Because it's
Anyways.
scale.
Fucking
Close to
dragons,
AC,
man.
So I think it scales with proficiency.
Okay.
But
It's-
All right.
Scales are as hard as gleaming sapphires.
like they just put it in the thing and I just follow it. Do you need to look at my
No,
character sheet to believe
I trust
me?
you. What
Okay.
for real though, what is the size of your token? Is it supposed to be small or is it supposed to be medium?
He's I think a medium creature.
Is he
but-
okay? I just wanted to make because it came out small, but maybe that was
Right.
from when it first happened. Anyways, go ahead, Herc. You can roll your attack on the dragon with your javelin.
There's a 19 hit.
A 19 does hit.
Oh no, it's a small dragon.
It is small. Okay. All right. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure I had the token size right.
Right.
Piercing damage of 8.
Okay. Hold on. What's the range of your javelin?
Oh, 30 feet.
Oh, it is 30
Oh,
feet.
wow,
Oh,
perfect.
okay. Yeah. I was thinking like normal throwing things were 20-80, but yours is probably what 30-90.
30, 60.
30,
I
60?
think a spear is 20 something.
Alrighty, yeah.
Oh, 30, 120. Wow.
Nice.
Fancy.
Yeah, so as it lurches out to bite, you throw, and it kind of lodges right in its hind leg, really pissing this thing off. Arsis, it is now your turn.
We tried. We tried to talk our way out of this, but you want to fight, you're getting fight. Pull out my arrow. I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Market.
Okay.
Don't roll the dice. No, I just wanted the spell. Jesus, stop. Whatever changes they made to this, it sucks now.
The D&D Beyond and Beyond 20?
Yeah, just D&D Beyond. I don't think
Mm.
it's Beyond 20. I don't think it's Roll 20. I think it's just D&D Beyond. And then I'll pull out my bow and we'll shoot at it a little.
Okay.
An 18?
18 meets it.
Okay. So we will do the standard piercing damage. $10 damage, and then I will use my last favored foe on it. And then we can use the 2 from the Hunter's Mark for my first attack.
Okay. So,
And then we'll
got it?
pull out another attack. This one will miss.
Yeah,
And then
unfortunately.
Ardu will take the dodge action as his free action. So
Okie dokie. Herc, it is now
being
your turn.
blue, he's going to be useless against this dragon.
Unfortunately.
The way it is. Right?
I will. That's tough. I guess it's gonna have to be a bless, huh? Or and this pretty much this whole bridge is collapsed here.
Yeah,
Except for,
unfortunately.
like,
Let me
it's like a 20-foot.
let
And
me
a war horse can long jump 18 feet with a running start. Is that right?
is that what it says?
Yeah. So I'm 2 feet short.
You can try. You never know what would happen.
Oh wait, what is this? Enhance ability. I could.
Oh, I love enhance ability.
Whoa. Hello?
I tried to get it to join again just in case, but it joined and then
Dude,
immediately
fucking
left.
AO'd, man.
Yeah, I think it lost its YouTube ribs. Another one will replace it.
I guess it's no, not really anybody's in range. Shoot. I will activate Peerless Athlete.
Okay.
And that doesn't really apply to my horse though. So I will get off the horse and leap across.
Alrighty. Taking a few steps back to get that running start to leap across. You are now across within melee range of the dragon.
All right, I will attack twice. For glory.
A 25
That's good
hits.
glory right there.
And this tree is dragon shaped.
And let's
21.
use a smite as well. Smite.
Die 8 at level 1. Why'd you roll a 1 die 8?
Because I used a second level spell.
Oh,
Oh, that-
okay, got it. I see.
All right, so 14, 25, 36 points of damage.
Total. You just math it all up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You just backed
36,
it all up for you.
36 points of damage. All in one, like digging in. I was going to say one rapid succession of blows with this axe, and bringing on the divine light to smite this dragon. It is pissed. It is fuming. You can see smoke coming from its nostrils as it looks at you.
Yikes. That's it. That's it for me, I guess.
Alrighty, Sammy.
Actually, I'll do a. Can I do an inspiring smite? I didn't use a bonus action, right? Oh,
What
no,
did you? What did
never
you?
mind. Never mind. I did. I did. Yeah, it gives temporary hit points, but that's all good.
Sammy, you're
Alright,
up, big dog. What do you
so-
do?
The question is, am I hidden from this dragon? Because if that means I get advantage, then I stay in the... Do I know if I'm hidden? Because I've never technically rolled a stealth check.
Yeah.
I just said that, oh yeah, he doesn't notice you. And I'm like...
In the moment, it was one of those he doesn't notice you because he's distracted with other things.
Okay.
I'll let you retroactively roll a stealth check to see
Okay.
how well you were able to hide. That's Arv's. Okay. Let me double check something.
Yeah.
You unfortunately are not hidden. And I guess the tell would have been when it landed and its wings flapping, looking at Ardu. You could see that it looked up for just even a brief moment in locked gaze with both you and scanned over to Arv before returning to Ardu. So you are not hidden, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, so that just means I'm going to push off from the rock ledge and get within stabbing distance. Which isn't terrible usually, except it's a dragon, so let's stab away! Wow! That is a terrible sneak attack, though, so... So that is that. So 14 points of damage.
Shite. I accidentally changed the health of the dragon from what it was to 14. Okay.
And it died.
Look at that,
dead.
guys!
That's valid.
I got it down to
he
14
did.
points!
Just chop the head right off.
And this is how you win D&D, guys. There you go. And then I wish I had shit for a fucking bonus action.
Disengage, dash, hide. I mean,
Well, I don't need to disengage
Row.
because he
Row.
really, the swashbuckler in me is like, oh, I
Um,
don't need to disengage.
Cry, moon him. I don't know. Like,
That's 20 minutes.
Ooh.
I'll go there. Try to space us out a little bit, and that's it. That's all I got.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second. I need to hide something.
Actually, wait, hold on. Don't like that lineup either. Fuck. I'm gonna move over to this spot closer to the edge. Oh fuck up, John! No! No! There's another one!
Another what?
I don't know.
Another
Another dragon?
what?
Probably. Because that shit-eating grin on your face when I said I'm moving closer to the edge, I didn't like it.
Oh no.
He moves closer to the edge and looks solemnly into the water below for no
Jump like I
particular
pushed
reason.
my father into the water.
Arvindast will cast Firebolt. Hits for 16 points.
Okay, well, he did more damage than my one attack, so I can't.
And then he
measure
will
too
run
much.
up and use a bonus action to take a short sword attack, because that's the type of wizard he is, for 7 points of piercing damage.
The suicidal kind?
Mount that dragon.
Alrighty. That ends its turn. Riker, it is now your turn.
All right. I've got the cannon on my shoulder. Bonus action. I'm gonna have it move. Can I get a token for that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be able to drag one from your
I
character section?
thought that I gave it to everybody, but here we
You
go.
can use Baby
It's out
Dragon if
there.
you want.
It's out.
Okay. Yeah. It'll come over here. Take aim, and hoping to hit the dragon. 14.
14 unfortunately misses.
That's fine. Riker will come up, and I will load up a firebolt and try to hit the dragon that way.
Okay.
Nope. I'm just gonna. Riker just
Still pissing
dies.
your
He
pants,
just dies.
Come on, man.
I mean, at least you're less of a target because you haven't damaged the dragon yet.
Silver linings, I suppose. Yeah, that's my turn then.
Okay. It is
This is
now
Arm's
Rin's
fault
turn.
for-
Okay. Rin's gonna pop out of her little hiding spot. Not that it was doing anything. And she's gonna shout, "Dragon, do you understand me?"
Are you in Draconic?
Nope.
Okay.
She's in common. She's just gonna
Um,
see if it gets his attention because she wants to cast suggestion, but she can only do that if it understands her.
It does understand you. You can tell
It
that
does.
even though it's very distracted with the other things, you can see a brief flicker of its head turn, like finding another creature that it hadn't seen before, assessing the battlefield.
You have seen the damage we can do. You must leave here and tell no one about this. And she casts her little suggestion. It does no damage because it's not a. It's really weird. I've never seen that before.
Hold on a second.
Give me a wisdom save, Mr. Dragon.
Yeah, I'm looking at some things.
Legendary resistance on a baby dragon? I don't think so.
No.
And every time you poop, have a messy poop, you have to moon all the other dragons in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ain't no fucking way, brother.
God!
Ooh.
Ain't no fucking way.
Bye, Mr. Dragon. Bye.
Good for 8 hours.
Bye.
This just ain't no fucking way. Hold on.
It reminds me of the ghost scene back in Strahd.
Right.
Oh shit! It's like no.
Man was like, "Flee, okay, I'm done." Counter over.
Looks like he's not just blue on the outside.
There ain't no
But he's
fucking
yellow
way,
on the
brother.
inside.
Even if he gets advantage, he still fails.
Dragon.
Holy shit!
Bye.
Head looks around. Towards you and assesses the rest of the group, seeing that it's already bloody, javelin still sticking out from its hindquarters. Fine, but don't think that I will forget this. Does anybody take an attack of opportunity? Mainly Herc.
Herc.
Absolutely.
Oh fuck!
No, I won't. I won't.
If Arv does, so help me
It
God.
100% matches your character though to hit it. Like I get it. Just we're all gonna groan at you.
I wish I grappled it though, so I could ride it.
Dragon Rider.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take a moment to say how unbelievably clutch that was. Because there were three of you that were about to take
No.
10d10
Attacks.
10d10 lightning breath damage. Uh,
Is that all?
yeah.
I have
Who are the
resistance.
three of us? I'm
Would've
just curious.
been-
Oh,
Arv, Ardu, and Herc probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 of you then.
oh, am I included in that shit?
It could have either been you
Probably.
or it could have been Riker. I was deciding. Like the Arsis line didn't quite fit.
Okay.
But I mean, it wanted to, but it just wasn't. It wasn't straight enough for it.
The cool thing about it is Ardu would have been immune to lightning, and Ardu
True.
has resistance.
Nice.
So,
With the dragon flying away, what do you do?
Well, he may not be a threat anymore, but this bridge still is, and there could be more of them. We
we're
need to
lucky
get
he
across
didn't break the rope. Whatever you did, I think you just saved us a lot of time and energy and damage, but we should get the fuck out of here. Riker, can you do the thing with the horses? I know we're gonna probably have to leave one behind.
Yeah, I can do it 2 more times. Yeah.
All right, Dawnstar is gonna try to make inspired leap across the.
And if he dies, it doesn't matter because he just resummoned him.
Well, it does matter. He's a warrior.
John, as Dawnstar is doing that, I will cast Vortex Warp on one of the horses, use the Pearl of Power to get a 2nd level spell slot back, and use Vortex Warp on another horse.
Okay. So there are 2 horses on the other side already.
Invisible horses. Yep.
Um,
And
Herc is going to attempt to jump, and now there are 2 more actual horses
Herc's
that are
horse
back.
is gonna attempt to jump, not
Yes.
Herc himself.
Okay. Herc's horse is going to attempt to jump.
Come on,
Okay.
come on.
Herc's gonna try to catch him.
Herc's,
Give me an
yeah, he's on the right
athletic
side, so.
A 16
One
athletics
hold
check.
on.
He just needs
just-
2 extra feet.
John is just beating up a desk right now because he's so frustrated that that happened that way.
And we've 8 hours till it comes back looking for us.
Just take a quick 5er real quick. Sorry, just one moment.
Horse jumping math is hard.
Okay.
We'll take
I just want to say,
Alright.
every encounter where there's a dragon, it ends like completely silly. Because DJ, remember when you cast sleep on that one dragon and it
I
killed
know.
it?
I was just gonna say that.
So-
I killed a dragon with the sleep spell.
So like every time there's a dragon, silliness happens. I just wanted to say that.
Fine, we're gonna
How
take
many
it.
dragons are going to be in our new campaign, Andrew? I need at least 4.
Literally 5 billion.
But they have to be
5
undead
billion
dragons because
instances
Ethel is all
of
about the
silliness
undead.
going to happen.
Half of them will be
Be right
undead.
back.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
Oh my god. Bria, did you run off to the bathroom? She did.
friend.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, no, my new character, her name is Ethel Smith, and she is like the girl that was constantly bullied for being weird in school,
Mm-hmm.
but also happens to have like an occult fetish.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
So her backstory is that she's overbearing parents who love her, but she's sheltered and she dresses like really badly because her mom picks out all her clothes.
Oh, are we talking Ethel?
And so I wrote her backstory for a different campaign, but it works so well for this, I just kept it. But essentially, like, we're on some sort of like Spelljammer planet where we have just a suburban life, and we went to like high school and college. And right now, me and Sierra's character are doing a leap year from college so we can explore the world and see things like that. And Sierra's
Nice.
character is kind of like my, just make sure she's safe, honey, sort of thing. I also have to talk to my parents every 12 hours or they worry.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not allowed to talk to boys.
No, remember,
I don't think
they
anybody
have
else
to
in our
be
campaign
vetted
counts.
by your father first, actually.
Right, and he'll vet them eventually. I'm sure that'll be an interesting episode. I'm so excited for the vetting episode.
Oh
So
boy.
I have these overbearing. I'm adopted, so my parents are just like super overbearing, but in a nice way. Like my mom cut up my cheeses like growing up, and she made me pancakes every morning for breakfast, and that sort of like loving parental relationship. But also is the kind of thing that makes kids really weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
got to college, had the occult fetish because I've been haunted my whole life, and joined a cult in college to become a blood hunter.
Nice.
So that's kind of her whole backstory. It's a little out there, but she is the exact opposite of Byrell, except for the impulsive part.
Gotcha.
But she impulsively listens to authority figures.
Oh, so it's still the opposite of Burrell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Byrell would have impulsively said, "No, fuck you."
She was never like that. She would have just been gone. Like you turned around and
Yeah.
she's not there anymore. That was her rebellion. She was never like antagonistic in that manner, but it was always like you could never rely on her to be where she said she'd be. And Byrell did bully a crewmate because Robert touched her once. So
Good times. But I will say I did find it funny how like I love y'all's reaction when Veronica first showed up, told you guys to get on the ground, and you're just like, I'm already on the ground. I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
goes for the character. She's also like kind of hyper nerd and just like I read in this book once that if you do this thing you do I try my best to be on my toes about that one, but I'm just not. It's so opposite of who I actually am, somewhat. But yeah. And then John's playing Barbarian, who is very sweet. He's got very Herc vibes.
No, not Herc vibes.
No one could have Herc vibes, but Herc.
It's all pig vibes. Okay.
So bad that John needed to get himself a drink. Shit.
No, June was getting ready for work, and
Oh.
yeah, just
Gave her
Yeah,
a little
quick
smooch
break.
goodbye.
yeah. I mean, she's still here, but yeah, she's getting around.
And you're having a martini to drown your sorrows. To
Yeah.
leave for work. Tonight was Steven's first real shift at Intel.
Wow. How about that?
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, he just finished orientation and he started his first shift at night shift tonight. So
No, I was mad dash looking around on like double checking to make sure that the character sheets, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I was thinking like maybe there was something that would make it to where
the dragon wouldn't have failed. That was them saving
yeah,
John.
Just admit you really wanted to nuke a couple of us.
I mean, I
Just
really
go ahead and say it.
I don't know if you've paid attention, but this is the first ever dragon encounter that you've ever had as me as the DM. Across Strahd, across any campaign.
Well, dragons aren't in Strahd, so it makes sense. Yeah.
What
I mean-
about the silver dragon?
We
Yeah.
had
Did you?
Argenbost.
Oh. That's
But he was
right.
already
But that didn't
dead.
really count.
Yeah, and he was like
He was an
a
antagonistic towards it.
Anyways, I was really, really excited for a dragon. And
We took that away from you.
And we did what players do
sorry.
best and fucked over your plans.
The good news is there's plenty more dragons that can show up out here. So
I mean, yeah, your suggestion.
Just make sure they kill
Like
Rin
this
first.
one.
Your suggestion just said like, don't ever speak of this and leave.
yeah, and I mean, just because he never speaks of it doesn't mean others might not find us. I'm just saying.
I mean, dragons are vindictive. You just better.
Great.
Yeah,
Might be
but
heading us down for the rest of the campaign. We might have given ourselves the foil.
Should have let me take him out.
All right.
Looking for a group of humans that's traveling with a baby dragon.
So a 16
Actually, how would he not speak of it?
running,
Sorry.
Just doesn't mention it. Yeah.
jumping across the chasm. Dawnstar midair, flying majestically over the chasm.
It's the rock
Lands
face music.
graciously on the other side.
Dawnstar for the win!
So we're now-
best character in the campaign.
He nuzzles Herc's face, and Herc starts to laugh joyously.
Now that he did that, can I convince the other horse to try it?
I think didn't they already get?
No, we have one
Being
left.
just-
Yeah,
Yeah, we
there's
got one left.
there's one
Oh.
horse left. One's been eaten, and there's still one left. So currently, you only have 5 horses on the other side. There's 6 of you. So,
Just throw
Um,
Arv into the water. Problem solved, but okay.
how long speak with animals
The
last?
friendship is so thick between you two.
How long is speak with animals last? Is it 10 minutes?
Like an hour.
An hour? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
I can
try
try.
to persuade.
Yeah, look. That horse was able to jump across. Do you think you can jump across? I mean, you're just as powerful as that horse.
I don't know.
Dawnstar
is so strong and
It's only good for 10 minutes, but I think I'm still within that window.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
I don't think
I can
make that jump.
I believe in you.
Can Rin give the horse a bardic inspiration?
Uh,
Does it have a limit on who you
Creature.
can? As long
does it just say
says
creature?
other than you?
Then
It can
yeah,
hear you,
that
right?
it definitely can.
What's
it
the
doesn't
horse?
have to understand you.
What's the horse song that you sing to the horse and to the tune of My Little Pony?
How's the song go? Fuck.
My little
da,
pony,
da, da, da,
my little
on a
pony.
horse with no name. Da, 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 da.
If you make it across, we'll give you a name.
Ooh.
That's a beautiful horse.
Yeah, I thought this is what all your horses looked like. They're riding horses. I already have a name.
It's Bob.
Oh, what is your name?
You'll get a better name.
I've
Who?
just always been called Jacob.
Jacob,
No.
please. I don't want to leave you in the wilderness to fend for yourself. We got to get across this bridge. I need you to jump.
All right, so D8 for bardic
D8.
inspiration.
Yep. Didn't even need it.
Just in case.
Doesn't help though. Yeah.
Yes.
It takes off running, gets a full gallop going before it leaps, soaring across, making it. Did you see that? I think I jumped further than Dawnstar.
Go, Jacob, go!
Riker doesn't know why people are clapping, but he'll just clap as well because everyone else is doing it.
All right, Rand Riker, who wants to try to cross that rope first?
I'll go.
Yeah, you go first.
All right.
All right.
There's two ways you can do it. You can go hand over hand, or if you want, I could boost you up and you could try to walk. It really depends on what you feel more comfortable with.
I'll probably go hand over hand.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
if
allow
that
you
works
to
well
give
with your
me.
noodle arms.
I'll allow you to give me. Yeah, I guess if you're going hand over hand, that's just simply an athletics check. But if you're attempting to walk on it, that's going to be an acrobatics.
John got what I was putting down.
You know, weirdly enough, I have a higher acrobatics than I do athletics.
I mean, that makes sense.
It tracks.
So I
Yeah.
guess Rin's gonna give her best shot to walk then.
Yeah, tightrope walk.
She's gonna think of stringing a new lute and the way that you need to keep everything very straight as you restring it. Gonna really channel.
Can I raise my hand before I see her do it? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Okay, well, that's good. Never mind.
Okay. With a 17, you are able to make it across. Balancing as you're going. This is the rope. The way that it was placed in was very tight. The tension is enough to where it is uh, perfect for your balancing, and you are able to make it across without issue.
Nice.
When that happens, I'm going to. Do I still have my rope? That's actually a very good question because I sent my horse whinnying off into the dragon's maw.
Did you take the rope off of it first?
I didn't say
Um,
how John rules that is how John rules it.
give me a history check, and this is going to be like a hindsight 2020 type deal. If you roll above a 15, I'll say that you had the foresight to
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ. Here we go.
take it.
Yeah, you have your rope.
Hey.
Yeah, you still have your rope.
Oh, fuck me. All right. So I'm going to take the rope. I'm going to give one end to Ardu. Say, take this across and have them wrap it around each other next time. I'll hold this
Ardu
end.
kind of looks at you and just kind of shakes its head, and it like
It kind of
flaps it. Yeah, it flaps its wings as it jumps, but it can't fly.
Not yet.
All right. Then I'm going to try to ball it up as much as I can.
Like, ball
try
up
to
Ardu.
throw. Yes, I'm going to ball Ardu up with the rope and toss him across. Go!
I mean,
No,
it
all
makes
right.
more
So,
sense to tie it to a javelin or a knife if you're going to do that.
well,
you
I
gotta
don't
wait to
have a
end.
javelin. I'm going to take the rope and I'm
Well-
going to twist it like a big
Also,
old line.
Herc might be better suited
Yeah.
for throwing shit.
Completely up to you. I'm gonna say go ahead and give me like
It's
a
a Herc to toss it.
okay, you give to Herc to toss it.
I am an
Yes.
excellent tosser.
I'm sure you are, big boy.
You know, every time. it
Are
comes
you
to
tying it to
athletics
anything?
checks-
Or are you just throwing it?
I'm holding onto the other end.
I meant like, is he tying it to a javelin and throwing his javelin across?
Oh.
I get flying. He gets flying at level 7.
So
I
close.
thought he was just tossing the rope.
I'm just tossing it. I'm just the tosser, okay?
Okay.
Fucking toss
salad.
it.
Alrighty. Okay. As you attempt to throw it across, it falls woefully short.
What kind of rope
Wait
is
a
this? Come on.
The rope that
come
if you toss it to the other side, somebody else can wrap it around themselves. And then we don't have to worry about somebody falling.
His advantage
Tell
though,
me-
because he's got a.
Do you get advantage on these?
I do.
Okay, there you go.
It's still active.
Okay. The second time, you are able to toss that across. You end up unballing it realizing that that was potentially causing more harm than good, and kind of draping it over the edge and getting it like a good swing, and then launching it. And it's now what I need is I need Arsis or Riker to make, I guess, an athletics or acrobatics to attempt to grab or catch this thing.
It'll be ours, isn't it?
It'll be Arsis.
Okay. 18.
Smack.
Alrighty.
Smack her in the face.
Didn't.
As it comes across, there's a good 5-foot section where you have to be able to grab it, and you grab it, and it slides through your hands just a little bit, just the sheer weight of the rope and it falling back down to the ground. But your tension is strong enough. Your grip is able to hold on to the rope, and you're able to gather it. And both of you are holding it on either side. I imagine you'll fashion it up the same way you did before.
No, I'm going to tie it around Riker so that if he falls, they can catch him.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that's what Sammy wanted us to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, so I just double, triple knot it around Riker, make sure it's real tight. All right, your turn. Up or down?
Okay. Probably gonna walk across it, because he doesn't have very good grip strength.
I tell you what,
Right.
I'm going to do
Okay.
something a little bit different. I don't even know how this would go. If you want to combine the two, this is a hybrid athletics acrobatics. You're not going to go hand over hand. You're going to
Oh, legs above.
legs above, arms, and
Scoot
pull
across.
yourself. But what I want you to do is I want you to roll a d20, but take the difference. So if you have like a +3 in athletics or a +3 in acrobatics, but a -1 in athletics, it would just be a +2. Does that make sense?
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've got a +2 in acrobatics, -1 in athletics, so
So-
+1 total.
+1 total.
Or you can go on top. And
Or you
just
can
do
go
a-
on top if
Yeah,
you
that's
wanted
kind
to.
of what I was hoping to do.
Okay.
Just go on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, you're welcome to do that.
All right, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna give the other end to Riker, or not Riker. All right,
Herc.
Riker, you're holding your own rope. I'm gonna give it to Herc to hold on to.
I throw
Catch
it.
him if you fall.
Oh my god.
No, not you.
Oh wait, hold on. Did we get our acrobatics check?
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Not yet, because
Um,
I talked. Because I want to make sure that Herc is our anchor and holds on to him. And
Shrek, I'm
Oh,
looking down. Riker's like, don't look down, don't look down. He's like crossing, and then just like he looks down and just completely loses his balance.
Give me a second to see how many first level spells we have left. Okay. All right.
Herc, are you doing anything? Are you actually like grabbing the rope?
He threw the rope
I-
back
there's
at me.
there's only so much I can do if he just lets go and decides to fall into the ocean, which is roll with the gist he did. Or sorry, the river.
Hold on, wait. Wait.
Herc has the other end of the rope for Riker.
Okay, but
but
it's tied
Joseph
around
is
Riker, right?
joking.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
gotcha.
tied around
around
Riker.
Okay, gotcha. Arv casts his last first level spell slot to cast Featherfall, to where at least you're
Thank you, Lord.
falling slowly, to where once
Why
this
does that know me?
rope actually runs out of its tension, you don't swing and slam into the wall and take bludgeoning damage that way, because after all, it is a 50-foot rope. But I imagine Joseph probably, or not Joseph, but Herc probably would have
Riker.
been keeping tension on it as he was coming across, so probably only 20 feet. Anyways, Riker, as you fall in that brief moment of gravity suspense, you feel your guts, everything inside of you lurch up into your body like you're almost going to vomit. And then you start to fall slowly. And eventually the tension of the rope.
Riker is just like covering his eyes like this as he's falling. Doesn't even realize Featherfall was cast.
Herc, I need you to make an athletics check with advantage. One, because of the feather fall making him lighter. I guess you already have advantage, don't you?
I already have advantage, and the amount I can carry push dragon lift is doubled.
Okay. You know what? We'll call it even.
Yeah.
No check needed. You're able to
Herc,
successfully.
MVP.
You're
Yep.
able to
Scared the dragon
successfully.
away.
No shot.
Everything. So
Does
that
Herc
would
think
make me
that?
that would make me MVP for sure.
Yeah, I bet Herc
What a
does
glorious
think that.
day.
Should I DoorDash a pie? I think I should DoorDash an entire pie.
Rin would let her think that.
Alrighty, Riker, you
Yeah,
are
as-
safely pulled up on the other
As
side.
Herc is like pulling Riker up, he does so. Riker's just like, "Did I hit the ground yet? Am I dead?"
You're safe with me. And I'll pick him up like a little baby.
Oh god, I don't want to open my eyes. I don't want to open my eyes. I looked down before. I don't want to look down again.
We've got one more bridge to cross. And several
Oh,
more
don't say that,
chasms
Mr. Herc.
before
Please
this
don't say that.
adventure is through. You have to find your medal. And I'll set him down and
Okay.
kick his feet apart so that he's standing appropriately.
Okay. How do you get your cannon across?
I mean, I usually put it in the bag of holding when I'm not using it.
Okay, so you would have put it in the bag of holding.
Sorry. Sorry. I don't know if I've said this before, but like when I'm not using it, it's in the bag of holding.
I just remember that one time where technically it got left behind in the haunted halls, and you had to do it again.
That was different. That was like active combat scenario, and I wasn't close enough to put it in the bag of holding.
Nope, that makes sense. Okay. One last to make their way across.
I'm gonna undo the rope around Riker and give it to Herc again to toss it over to Arsis.
I'll say
toss
once you've
here.
got the strategy, you're able to get it over to her. Now it's just Arsis tying the rope onto herself and making it. Go ahead.
I will monkey bars it across,
Okay.
hand over hand.
Alrighty. Do it to it.
Ayo.
Nice. She makes it look effortless.
Professional tree climber.
Yeah, and like as she gets onto the other side, kind of swinging her legs up, it just made it look so easy. You are all safely onto the other side.
You're like that kid in elementary school who can do the monkey bars like 6 times back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's the most impressive.
Right? Not even needing a rest.
Oh, they speed run the monkey bars back and forth 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do tricks on it too.
God, the fucking show offs.
Right.
As I'm detecting a little bit of resentment from our lack of athleticism back in our adolescence.
I mean, that's just from my
long time
adolescence in general, not just from the lack of athleticism. from
See,
my
I wasn't
adolescence. It's just my
terrible at
adolescence.
the monkey bars growing up.
Arv comes over. Look, I'm sorry. I let my anger push ahead without taking the necessary precautions. We should have stopped and we should have talked about the best course of action to get across this thing. But listen, I know you guys did what you thought was best. But we've got to be able to trust each other. There was nothing that we had was permanent. I could have easily replaced everything that we had that we would have given. There was no need that those people had to die. We're going to come across people that are far worse than them that do deserve death. But those bandits, they didn't.
When we get to a safe place, we'll have a discussion about this and differing philosophies in this situation. Right now, my focus, personally, I appreciate wanted to talk, and I do, is to get the hell out of here before any more blue dragons come by and try to eat us again.
Do
So
they come in flocks?
they
I
tend.
believe they come in murders.
Those are crows. Um, but usually where there's one, there's more. But they also, depending
Homicides?
on the species of dragon, they like to
I
fly
see
low.
what you did there, Sammy. I'm just totally not paying attention anymore. Murders because it wanted to kill us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm afraid there might be more. So let's just go. Whether there is or not, I don't think it really matters. If
We're
we
not
get
going to
out
be
of
able to
here.
make it all the way through the storm horns. We're going to have to find a place to rest.
Well, let's
And
find a
hopefully-
hole or a cave or something like that.
Yes.
Actually, I would recommend that we stay away from some caves because that does tend to be the habitat of dragons. But
Oh, like the dragons.
like an overhang or an offshoot or any place that's just not open, probably a good idea. So, Vemos?
Just find something low and should be all right.
Where's the nearest town?
There's-
Nowhere near us.
Find an inn.
About
or-
8 hours that way. As I point past the broken bridge.
The way that we came.
Yes.
The next habitable
in the
town
wilds,
is Gwarch. It's a goblin outpost. It's an old ruined
Uh-oh.
keep that's been taken over. Don't worry. The goblins there are actually, they're friendly. It's one of the only goblin encampments where they actively trade and interact with other humanoids.
What?
Awesome. All right, lead the way.
It's
Wow.
still, we're gonna have to take rest, as he's saying, as we're going.
We are keeping our heads on a swivel to look for holes,
I think we're leading the
Caves.
horses, not riding the horses too.
alcoves, anything that could provide us shelter from up above.
Yeah, I want to find an offshoot or an overhang.
Okay, what was that
I'll keep
second
asking
D4? Do you
Arsis if
remember?
it's an
It was
offshoot
the
or an
two. It was a
overhang.
2 for the first one and a 4 for the
And
second
a
one.
4 for the
Correct.
second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Um, as you continue on, the sun fully sets over the mountains. It is now dark. The moon light coming up from the eastern side of the mountains, giving a soft shadow over the rocks as you're passing. And you get to the point to where you feel like you've gone down quite a ways, and now you're going to have to start coming back up. And as you start to see a small switchback, you can see kind of a little alcove where, as it's going up, this kind of tucks back around behind a little bit. In inspecting it, I will go ahead and move you over to the area.
Yay, new map.
Matt.
Ew, bad guys
Matt.
New map, who dis?
to make John upset. when we avoid his encounter again.
Well, we just got to cast suggestion a few more times then, and we'll be okay.
Lyrin has that a couple more in her pocket.
I can
Yeah.
do 2 more.
That's all we need. That's it. There we go.
Okay.
Find the biggest, dumbest ones, and we're good. Don't worry about it.
With between Rin and my passive perception check, if I see any signs of life that seem bigger than a rabbit, let me know.
Any signs of life larger than a rabbit? Okay. Gotcha. I could do that. With your passive perception, and knowing that you're looking out for specific tracks, trying to see if you can find anything, what's the intent behind it, if I might ask?
I want to basically hold casting a patch without a trace so that we can be less noticeable.
Oh, Okay, gotcha. Okay. Um, you eventually find some extremely large prints, specifically around this area. Large footprints, barefoot, probably 3 times the size of your normal footprint.
The giant
Yes,
humanoid.
yes. And as you get closer to this area, you can hear faint snoring.
So yeah, it's in Bats Without a Trace. 30-foot radius, um, plus 10 to all stealth checks. Guys, we're gonna have to ride past this area before we're gonna find a safe place to rest. If luck is on our side and we're real quiet, we might be able to get through. With the dragon, you never know what's gonna happen.
Another
But I'm
dragon.
certain there's dragons or giants up ahead.
Giants.
Yeah. And I know we're getting low on resources, and some of us were hurt earlier, so
And can I pinpoint where the soft snoring is coming from?
If you would like to.
I would love to.
Go ahead and give me an active perception or investigation check. Okay. So you've cast Pass Without a Trace, correct?
yep.
Okay. Um, Sammy, are
Yes.
you investigating the noise stealthily?
Of course I am.
Okay, give me a stealth check. In fact, if everybody would give a stealth check, that would be great.
Oh, that's a 39.
Me too.
1-1, thankfully.
21, 35.
Is that everybody,
All
or are
right.
we missing Herc?
No, we're waiting to hurt.
Oh, we're missing Herc.
Wait, I clicked
Or
it,
what?
and I got a
Did you roll?
35 too.
Oh, I didn't see it. Womp womp. It didn't pop up on the roll.
Not even on D&D Beyond?
There we go. Oh wait, it's still not doing it.
Dude, Herc rolled like a 40. You just didn't see it.
Right?
Roll.
Because it's stealth check, so it makes sense. that we
Yeah.
don't see it.
Dude, Herc is the
My
most
passive
stealthy.
perception is not a 40.
All right, I'm
Yet.
gonna just do it manually then.
No, hold on. Like if you're rolling in D&D Beyond, isn't there like a ledger that shows the previous rolls?
Yeah, on the very first page, next to the campaign, Cormyr looking in the shadow, there's a little chat box. It's not rolling there either.
It's not rolling there either.
Yeah, it's not rolling in there either.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
dear.
his rolls normally. I see the last athletic check he made in there, but this one is not rolling. If you refresh your page.
It's
It's-
funny. It's not
I'll
showing
try.
me any of the rolls that anybody made. So,
Oh.
I see dissonant
John, have
whispers.
you unofficially kicked me from this campaign?
No.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
18.
Us.
So 28.
17.
Oh, because you're disadvantaged. Yeah, 17. Okay.
But it's still a 17, so.
Sammy, as you
Ooh,
get closer to investigate, avoiding any of the small rocks, you see a large gray humanoid figure, bald head, wearing some tattered leather scraps, cuddling, almost like bear hugging this rock. And you can just hear it snoring, sleeping. Kind of even mumbling, talking to itself in its sleep.
Sounds like
In a
Quinn.
language I probably don't understand.
Do you know Giant?
I do not.
Does anybody know Giant?
Haha, no.
Okay.
Does Arv know Giant?
He does not.
Arv, you're useless.
One I didn't take, so.
All right, so then I will very quietly whisper to everybody where are we looking to go? Because I feel like that if we find a spot not too close to the giant, if the dragon comes back while we're resting, the giant might make an interesting snack versus us. But only if we find a spot in the area that we are comfortable being in. Or are we just going past it?
I'd wager all my money on the giant over that small wormling. Besides, what you're witnessing here, have you heard the legends of how the world came to be? Wasn't it,
You know, we should probably have that discussion about the secrets of the world when we get to a spot where we can rest for the night. As I begin tiptoeing away from the giant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And while I'm moving slow, I'm watching for any tripwires, any little pitfalls, anything that this giant may or may not have placed in this area because I am super paranoid about waking it up.
Okay. How are you attempting to proceed? I imagine you're kind of looping back around and taking the path.
Well, the question is, are we
North?
going north on
We're
this
going up.
map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be going up.
So we're going
this way,
this way.
this way, then
Wait,
this way.
so I see this path over. If we're here,
Yeah,
and
technically,
this looks like a little stone staircase here.
it is not a stone staircase. It's just stone. I mean,
Oh.
you could attempt to climb it if you would like.
No, I would not.
It's
because
about
that would
it's about 20 feet.
I'll climb it.
So then, no, you will not.
Uh,
We're
your
leading the horses,
athletics
we're
thing
not riding.
has worn off by now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How are
Wanna fight a
you? Are you
giant.
giving your horse to somebody else then? Shit, I probably
Oh,
should
yeah,
have
how are we gonna get the horses?
rolled
How did we even
stealth
get-
for horses.
We are going to
we
take
were leading them.
We're going to take the long, quiet way around.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll.
I could climb it though.
Nice.
I
The
know.
horses.
Yeah.
The horses are picking up on your quiet vibes, and completely just.
They're just tiptoeing along with us.
Yep.
One toe.
Yeah.
Big ass toe. Good old ungulate.
All right, Sammy. You said that you are looking for traps.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Give me. Describe to me how you're looking for traps. What traps specifically are you looking for?
Like I said, I'm looking for tripwires. I'm looking for
Rock traps.
any sort of pitfalls, anything that can trigger any sort of anything going on. Like I see all these scattered rocks over here.
Mhm.
I might be looking for something that would probably hold those rocks up, and then looking for something that could potentially send all those rocks barreling down at us.
Okay, let me move Arv over here as well. Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Don't fail me now, buddy. Do not fail me now.
Okay. You do actually see a trap. As you're looking at it, kind of half of it buried underneath of the rubble, it is extending further up into the mountainside. Basically, a form of a tripwire that if you were to break it, rock a large boulder, you can see it wedged up there. That it would have come tumbling down.
I will stand at the spot, look at the wire, and kind of guide everybody around it. Horses and everything. Make sure nobody accidentally trips it. And when everybody gets past it, I will resume my role at the front and continue looking for shit.
Okay. Give me another perception check. Is anybody else happening to look, or are you following Sammy's lead?
Following Sam's lead.
Largely following Sammy's lead. I keep an eye out to see if there are any other enemies aside from the giant.
Okay.
Rin's gonna use her purple dragon ring to cast Detect Magic.
John, do you want a perception roll from me?
Yeah, you're welcome to do that if you'd like.
Yeah, just scanning for enemies.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Jesus.
Here comes the great rolls. These are the great rolls.
Yeah,
Right
so
now.
I'm gifting you all
Fantastic.
my good rolls today.
Okay. As you cast Detect Magic, what's the radius on that? Is it 60 feet? Or 30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to say that because your pass without a trace is 30 feet as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make
That
sure.
sounds right from when.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what that was. You don't see any right now, but as you continue a little bit further, and the giant gets back into range, you do see a couple faint glows coming from the giant. One of them on its hand, as you can see its hand gripping onto the rock, a large ring glowing with an evocation school of magic associated with it. And then also you can see that the kind of fur mantle that goes around the shoulder and down the back is also glowing with an abjuration school of magic.
Rin kind of turns back and whispers, "No ordinary giant. He has some magical items on him."
Best we avoid them then.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that changes anything. Even without magic, I don't know if I would want to fight him right now.
But I want to.
God damn. Me, the player, I want those magic items, but
You
the
don't-
character.
You don't have to
would
kill
not.
him.
Yeah. Let me take his outfit off without waking him up.
He
Somebody
seems
tell
pretty,
the rogue to do it.
seems pretty cozy with
I
that
mean,
rock.
She told all of us about it, so you know.
You can decide what you want to do
Yeah,
about
like,
that.
that's up to you, dude.
But you're
And then
currently rocking the Stratmaster, so you're being.
We'll get mad at you in character, but out of character, we're like, nice job, DJ. Glorious DJ.
Look, man,
DJ the MVP.
Me the
doing
player.
it.
Me the player.
Smell
Right
it
away the
now.
dragon.
Okay, so the moment I hear that there's some magic shit on this sleeping giant, I'm gonna look back at you guys. I'm gonna look at the giant and see that it's resting peacefully. And oh,
Think about it.
I'm gonna get to the edge. I'm gonna look down and I'm going to use the ring to also detect magic so I can see exactly what she's talking about.
You can
We're
see
moving
it.
on without him, by the way.
Okay.
He rolled a fucking 39 on his perception check. I don't think we noticed him doing this.
I'm gonna say that I probably don't. I'm looking elsewhere for enemies. Badly, but still looking elsewhere.
I mean, still though, Sammy was leading you and checking for traps. I think somebody would
Yeah.
notice that Sammy was no longer checking for traps. So unless somebody else assumes the lead, but even then, I feel like regardless of Sammy's stealth roll, this is one of those things where you can't hide in plain sight. They were all watching you. They were all, waiting
Then
for
it's
your
gonna be
movement to go forward.
what do you think you're fucking doing?
Uh, Sammy, you clearly see that there is a cloak and a ring around
Okay,
its
now
middle
Wait,
finger.
what about the rock? Didn't you say that was magical?
No, did I say it?
I thought you said you was gripping
No.
like the.
he's
Oh,
holding the rock like
no,
a glove
yeah,
one.
like-
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was like the actual rock that was magical.
Have you
I mean,
ever
it's a
have you
special
ever
rock.
yeah have you ever seen somebody sleeping on the couch where they've got their leg and their arm up over the back of the couch? No.
He's JD Vancing this
Fucking
rock.
no.
Is that okay?
Cool.
I guess that's just me. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's cuddling the rock as
now
a rock giant would,
of these two things that
or
I
a stone
see,
giant rather.
which of these look the easiest first to pilfer?
Like they're both one. You're gonna have to. I guess give me another. You know what? I'll just tell you what you see. You can see that this cloak is like draped over one shoulder, but it clasps in the front. Okay, so you're gonna have to like reach around and undo the clasp. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is a big giant, so you're really gonna have to like reach around. Phrasing. The ring, as you're looking, you can see that it doesn't look loose, but it doesn't look like a stuffed sausage on the other side of the ring. It appears that it's fit snug.
Okay.
They're both
Um,
they're both going to be equally. There's just a different type of challenge.
Okay. Odds are cloak, evens are ring.
Can I move over here?
Yeah, you can move your token wherever you want to do.
All right, I'm gonna encourage everyone to follow me because I've got the stealth bubble, and I'm
I'm
moving my
gonna-
horse over here and attempt to also look for like traps and shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch.
Not be as good as.
One moment. As you get to about right there, I need you to go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
26.
You see that there is a similar trap that would have caused a boulder to fall down from there, and you're able to lead people around it.
Jack.
I am going to try to
Rin's gonna make a little
loosen the
X
load of the ring from the giant's hand.
where that trap was, so that when the boys catch up, it'll be pretty obvious to them.
Herc, are you staying back with Sammy watching him do this?
What's that?
Are you staying? Your token is
Yeah.
currently right next to.
Yeah,
You're staying by
I'm
Sammy
staying with-
watching.
Yeah, I want to watch this giant make
Okay.
love to this stone.
Now, to be clear, like this ledge is like 20 feet down, maybe only about 15 feet right now as it's lurking around. The hand is on the inside stone, like right over here. Okay. So you're not going to be able to reach all the way across. You're going to have to either walk back down, maybe jump across to the other rock. You're going to have to, you
I
can't
could lower him down with a rope.
could do that. Is that what
If
you would
Herc
like
is
to
going to
do?
help me, I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
Okay.
I love that Herc is encouraging this. I love it. This is great.
I need new stealth checks from the both of you now that you're outside of the radius and also you're doing something completely different.
A stealth check, you say?
Such a stupid roll.
I got a 2.
God, fuck. Thanks, Arsis. Thanks.
We do not support your tomfoolery. Sorry.
Okay.
You players do.
Like as the player, I supported like full
Thank
on.
you.
Yes.
Thank
As
you, Andrew. I
as a
appreciate
character, that's another story.
Doesn't matter. That's all I care about. As long as I got half of you, that's fine.
Okay. As you think, I'll lower you down, and you reach around for your pack to grab your rope, and you drop it on the sleeping giant. As you're trying to fumble with it to hold him down, you drop it onto the sleeping giant. And it stirs, rolls over onto its back, facing. Oh. And it opens its eyes to see you two.
There's no chance that I can like push Herc away from the edge a little bit. So hopefully it doesn't see us. Hopefully. Like maybe I will try to tackle Herc to the ground as quietly as I possibly can. Maybe grab him by the chest piece and pull him down.
Bro.
I know. I'm trying.
No, it's a good try. Sammy, would you allow, or Herc, would you allow Sammy to pull you down prone?
No.
Okay.
Herc, I love you.
Okay. As the giant opens its eyes, Sammy ducked out of the way, Herc still looking down at the rope, watching it fall in like almost in a stunned daze of what have I done. The giant sees, stands up. Who disturbs my slumber? And it is now standing eye to eye with you.
Wait, did it say that in common?
Yes.
Good, I think. Either good or bad.
I'm her cart song from Suzail. Who are you?
None of your business. I must wonder what you're doing in my territory.
That's a good answer.
And why did you drop this rock or this rope on me?
It's a bag. I carry things around with me. I was clumsy. I didn't mean to drop it on you. As for why I'm here, well, bit of a long story, but most recently I was attacked by a blue dragon. Had to make our way up here. The bridge down that way is out.
He hoists up his large wooden club and kind of sets it up like somebody would a fork at the dinner table, looking at both of you. Blue dragon, you say? In these parts, they're very common. You should be more careful, Herc.
Sound advice.
And
You're a
you,
wise one, aren't you?
he looks over at Sammy, who's kind of, Sammy, what are you doing? Herc stood tall. You kind of scuttled to the ground, hoping to hide. Now there's a giant.
I mean, if it's actively conversing with us, it's looking at me, I'm just gonna stand up at this point.
How are the rest of you responding with this giant, not necessarily being hostile off rip?
Oh, I'm just
Still,
I'm just watching this unfold.
yep. Still kind of hiding behind the rock and waiting for things to happen.
Okay.
Riker is just like standing there, like stunned, but just watching to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna let these boys get themselves out of that mess.
Okay. Sammy, do you say anything as it
Plus,
asks
like
who you are?
popping out with 5 more people would be like, or 4 more people would be like kind of startling the giant. So try
Probably
and stay
would.
back and out of the
Yeah, I
way.
get you.
Oh, you've had a little bit of experience with these dragons then. We unfortunately, well, we've been, this is our first time dealing with them. So, any advice to
He just gave us
not
advice.
deal with
Be
them?
more careful.
But the content of that advice, I'll look at Herc. Is
You know, my
important.
friend here thinks that you'd have trouble with a blue dragon, and I say I said that I thought you could take him, especially the one that we saw. He was a bit of a pipsqueak. Are there larger ones in the area?
You flatter me. I sleep in this crevice down here to avoid being seen by blue dragons.
That
There
makes
are
sense.
many that occupy. That is why it is called the Stormhorn Mountains. Frequent lightning strikes are actually blue dragons having fun.
Have you encountered yourself many of these dragons?
No. We stone giants prefer to stay hidden.
one method of
Sarah.
not getting?
Stone giant. Say, do you know of any Goliaths?
I know a few. They reside on the other side, the northern side on the Stormhorn Mountains, just before the swamps.
And I, knowing Slam Stonefist, Goliath, premier wrestler, he might know some stuff about giants that I could have picked up.
Okay.
Um,
What do you
could that
have
give me
hoping
any?
to
I just
have
want. I kind of
gleaned?
want to. I want to know. So this guy seems kind of friendly. He seems thoughtful. I guess, is there anything that I could know about a stone giant that might impress the stone giant, or like show some familiarity or knowledge? I guess if they're a stone giant, they're probably. You know what? I'll go with this. You seem taken with that rock there. Are you planning on making anything cool with it?
Making
One of my friends
something?
is a. Yes. One of my friends is a Goliath. Probably an orphan from one of those tribes you mentioned. Says that stone giants love to make stuff, craft, and carve.
From stone, yes. Often searching for rare gems to trade in Gwarch. That's where we.
Trade.
Of course, there aren't many beasts. How do you think I got these leathers? I had to venture into town.
Did he say the town, the name of the goblin place that was mentioned earlier? Okay.
A sanctuary for all those that go peacefully.
I heard there's goblins there.
Small green creatures, yes. Goblins.
Are there
Rowdy
any
bunch.
like me?
Orcs? Yes.
Really?
Caravans of orc tribes wander the high moors just to the north of the Stormhorns. Be careful, they are not as friendly as you. But once inside Gwarch, they must be.
I want to see if there's anything I could.
Are there areas to avoid on the way to Sanctuary?
Don't wander too far from the beaten path through the high moors. The swampy area is rather tricky. You could find yourself deep in mud up to your neck before you can say. I forget how that saying goes, but a long word.
Be careful then.
Well,
Sorry for waking you.
Don't forget this. And he bends down and picks up the rope and extends it out to you. And Sammy, with your detect magic still going, you can see that the hand that he is extending with the rope happens to be the hand that is holding the ring. You're muted still.
can't do anything.
Sammy, no. Sammy, yes.
Oh, Sammy wants to cut the finger off the giant and then invoke the wrath of the stone giant. No.
I'll take the pack and
That's
I'll offer him some.
I don't have too much of value, but perhaps to help
is
you
a-
sleep.
And I'll offer him some incense.
That is a mighty fine piece of jewelry that you're wearing on your finger as well. How'd you come about that?
Killed a group of orcs. Found it on one of their shaman's fingers.
Shamans of Groomsh.
Of deity I do not know. I did not ask. They did not stop to talk like you.
I'm like them. I am not like them.
I did not say that they were like you in kind. I meant your action. They did not stop to talk as you have. I meant no offense.
No offense taken. I'll offer him the incense and explain that you burn it, and it can maybe help him sleep. Go back to sleep if he wants it.
He sniffs it.
Would
What does it
would you
smell
like
of?
to?
Um, it smells of. These are a lot of brands that don't.
Sammy, what were you gonna say?
Uh, how does his ring look? Is it just like a plain band or anything like that?
Um, no. It's rather ornate. There are. You can tell that it almost looks like it's had some modifications to it, like some twine has been tied around it with attaching some bones to it. But underneath of it, it is gold with a large red garnet sticking out from the top.
Would you be interested in a trade? See, I have this ring, and I spin the skull ring that I've been wearing,
Mm.
and well, it's not exactly my style, but and I slip it off my finger. I assure you that it is something that you could wear.
Tiny fingers like yours fit fingers like mine.
It will. uh, Okay, I guess in this universe, do all magic rings accommodate the fingers of their wearers?
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
yeah. In my mind, I imagine that when you pick up a ring, before you even attempt to put it on, it already, like, once it touches your hand, it already appears that it would slide and fit on
Okay.
perfectly. So, like, as he's looking at it on your finger, he probably doesn't think it's going to fit. But similar to when he found it on the shaman, he might have pulled it off thinking he was going to trade, and then he looked at it and was like, oh shit, this fits.
Uh, stick out your hand for a second, if you would.
He puts out his hand, but leaves the finger with his ring on it still
That's
like
fine.
tucked in.
That's fine. And I'll set the silver ring in his hand
Oh, you're giving it to him. Okay.
to inspect. Yes.
Very interesting. I will take this trade. Roll a persuasion check, and that'll see what the conditions are. And he slides it on and pulls his off and hands the ring to you without any
I imagine it's like
conditions.
this barrel ring that I get that shrinks down.
It's about the size of your fist as he hands it to you. More like
Okay.
a almost like it would look like it's gonna be a bangle type deal.
Okay, got it.
And
Perfect.
he hands it to you, and as he does, it shrinks to your size. Very unique. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I hope it serves you better.
Indeed. I gotta pee real quick, so do with that what you will. It's a ring of spell storing.
All right, guys.
Oh my God! What?
Fucking
What?
what?
What? Holy shit!
Was that better than what you gave up?
Yes,
What
infinitely.
did you give up?
Yeah, like what was that ring?
It was the cursed ring.
So it is it kind of is a cursed ring, but it's not cursed per se.
It's
So
like a family
the-
heirloom, so it's got bad memories.
no, I picked it off the Goblin Commander way back in the day.
Oh right.
Remember that little guy?
Oh shit! Yeah.
It has a special ability called redirect, and if I were standing next to one of you and an attack were to come my way, I would be a coward and put you in direct path of that attack, and I wouldn't get hit, but you guys would.
That's what kept happening to
funny.
Rin. Got it.
That's a nice ring.
Um,
I think that's a fair trade.
what's even more
Thank you for
interesting.
never using it.
I was just getting ready to say, like, what's wild is because it was cursed. I imagined you just told them what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Was that I don't think actually that the conditions for it to trigger ever even came up.
No, it
Like-
never happened. I was far enough away from everybody every single time.
Yeah.
I
So
was
like,
waiting for it to happen.
and it just like I was aware of it, but I don't think that the conditions were ever met for it to actually happen.
Wow.
You could, if you're not in a hurry, stay here under the protections of the mountains if you're scared of blue dragons.
Oh, that would be wonderful and much appreciated. We do have a few friends that have been hiding because we weren't sure what you were going to do. So, if you would allow it, we will call them out and bring them to you.
I'll get the stone soup around. Call your friends and come back down. And the stone giant, you can hear the footfalls of it stepping away, gathering a few stones from the ground, and ripping some shrubbery and some large branches, like from bushes, to begin making a fire.
Perfect. And I will call to everybody else.
What a
and
change
I
of
can-
vibe.
Holy shit.
Riker is like standing there, just in awe. It just like shouts over, "Guys, what just happened?"
I think we made a friend.
Riker turns to Arceus and Ren. "Guys, I think they just made a friend."
I mean, that's what it sounded like for sure. And I'm inclined to be grateful that that turned out the way that it did. Um, I guess we should go introduce ourselves. Oh shit. I will use a first level spell slot to resummon Ardu as a different flavor of dragon.
Okay.
Let's go back to
Barbecue.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's do fire dragon again, just
Okay.
to make things simple.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, we should have blue dragon. That sounds like bad news. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just yeah. Okay. As he sees you all kind of coming out of the woodwork, bringing your horses,
stepping over the tripwires.
Carefully.
I did not introduce myself. I am Brontus.
It's nice to meet you.
Brondus.
And he has a large iron pot that he pulls out from behind the rock, and you can see as he wanders over to the ledge and begins to like halfway climb down and takes a big scoop of the rushing water and climbs back up, puts it onto the
Um,
center of the fire.
Mr. Brandus, you said? Brandus?
Brontus.
Brontus. If you'd like, I'm pretty proficient with bow and arrow. I can hunt some game out here. It's slim pickings, but I might be able to find enough for 5 of us, 6 of us, 7 of us.
It is okay. I prefer the taste of the earth. And he begins like picking over the rocks in the general area and looking at it and kind of sniffing them, and then dropping them into the now boiling water. Trust in the process.
We will trust your process.
Okay. Do you hunt anyways?
Like I don't want to offend him, so I'm a little bit like nervous about the idea of hunting.
What about fish?
Might have scooped up some fish into his
Yeah.
pot. Just saying.
Little river fish, little salmon,
Well, Simon.
little
Some Chinook.
bass.
Maybe like a crocodile
Trout.
or something.
Yeah, that could be fine.
Yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
Arv kind of leans over to
It's
Riker.
the chicken of the sea.
What do you think the odds of us finding a stone giant are that's friendly? After the day you've had, it's actually a stroke of good fortune, don't you think?
Out of the dragon into the giant. I'm making it a new phrase.
Yes,
When
it
something bad
was.
happens and then it twists into good fortune. See, somebody had to start a saying at some point, and
Well, we did get pretty lucky here. Thankfully, things seem to turn out well.
I actually think we should go to Gwarch before we go deeper into the desert. I was reading before, and now having heard that it's almost a sanctuary, the keep that they have in the center was actually built by a civilization long before the Netherese, but the Netherese took over and they terraformed underneath. There could be something down there that would help us locate where we need to go better. It's worth a look. Just a day, maybe even it's another day's travel in the general direction of where we're heading anyways, but I think that would be a good holdover. We get there, we look around, we stay the night, and then if we don't find anything, or even if we do find something, continue north into the desert.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
surprised your
I
books
think that
didn't
makes
mention
sense.
anything about the blue dragons in this area.
I mean, they did. I just didn't think that they'd come down. Yeah, it's in Wizards College. They talk about the locations of all the different types of dragons, especially the blues here in this mountain. Sometimes there's some reds. The blacks we've got to be careful for next coming out of the swamp. Come on, DJ, don't give me that.
Not saying anything.
What about the greens?
They do tend to be in the swamp more often than the black, but actually they're more jungle.
What about the purple?
No such thing.
No such thing? No
Yeah, we
such
killed
thing?
the last one.
Maybe.
To be fair, the purple dragon reborn is more of a shade of black, darker shade. It's anyways.
Our, I think we do need to have a little bit of a chat now that we're settling in. Well, we're going to stay the night here and go up to the Goblin Keep tomorrow, which I agree sounds like a solid plan. To gather more information. But I do think we need to clear the air between us, all of us. Make sure we're all on the same page, that we all understand what our roles are here. Can anybody agree to that?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to at least talk about it.
Sorry, Brontis, you're going to hear a group therapy session.
I don't know if it's going to be that, Miss Wren, but um, I will admit that since I died, I've been a little jumpy. Dying tends to do that to a person. And the thing that killed me wasn't anything natural. It was a human. Humans that had no reason to attack me. And so when a human comes at me in any manner, I'm gonna be a little jumpy about that. I'm gonna be a little willing to defend myself.
I understand your situation might be a little different than most, but when you were attacked in Suzale, those, and I know you didn't know it at the time, and even though hindsight, you know that they were controlled by this cult, by Zuktmoy. These bandits.
Do you have any evidence that they weren't?
I suppose not. I don't know. How would you like it?
I mean,
How
push
would?
comes to shove, they weren't good people, and they were hurting people that Sammy loved.
But how would you like it if, even if they were controlled, and they were going to rob somebody? How would you like it if your family member attempted to rob somebody, and rather than being put in stockades or put into a jail, whoever she was trying to rob just outright murdered her? That punishment doesn't fit the crime, regardless.
There are consequences to every action. And sometimes we don't see those consequences until they're too late. My father was not a nice person. Or was not a kind person. And you don't know the depths in which his unkindness could and would go. And the people that he associated with, they were his ilk. And probably worse. I wouldn't say that they were better. Do I want random bloodshed and people dying at the whim of whatever? No. When you associate with those kind of people and their reactions are to harm individuals to get what they want. Oh, you can't be surprised when they react anyway. Is it right? Is it wrong? Oh, that's for smarter, wiser people than I side.
He's a wizard.
Not
He
only
went
am
to
I a
wizard college.
not only am I a
But
wizard, but I'm a war wizard. I'm
He-
the one of the arbiters of justice. I am part of the group that decides how to carry out the laws that have been passed down by our kings and queens.
So our quick
where's the
question.
justice? Where's the justice in my family's abuse?
Just this quick, giving them their stuff was what the law required. When somebody demands your stuff at weapon point, knife point, gun point, whatever, you're supposed to just give over everything you own. You don't get a right to defend yourself, or is that what the law states?
Defend yourself if violence is brought your way. The correct response would have been to disengage if we had the choice. But there were many of them, and they had the vantage point. So, yes, the
Were you
appropriate
ever
response.
hit? Were you ever hit as a child? Ever
Of course not.
abused? Those four men that were standing above us, arrows pointed down at us, do you think they just used them, cow us into giving them what they wanted from us? No. If you're pointing a weapon at somebody, the best intentions of using it, before they pull their own out and use that against them.
They didn't come
Pulled
at
their
us
bows.
peacefully. They surrounded
They
us.
pulled their swords. They pulled their blades.
I might
Had
have shot
no
first,
intention.
but I don't think I was in the wrong in this instance.
They had no intention of just spooking us, scaring us, collecting what we had, and then running off.
I agree with Sammy.
Look,
Just as well as my father had no intention of just raising his fist, using his voice.
look, Arv, I think that you are free to follow your rules and Suzale. We're not forcing you to think differently, but for one, we didn't take any oaths to abide by those rules. And for two, I think those rules work well in Suzale, but once you come down from that city on a hill, things are a little different. And if there's one thing I've learned from traveling from Suzale, it's that the world doesn't operate like it does there.
Riker, you of all people should realize the immense reach that the Purple Dragon Knights and the War Wizards have. We have barracks in almost every town.
Where's your barracks here?
And that doesn't make a difference in this situation.
They weren't sitting behind us on that mountain. We couldn't just hand over the bandits.
But if you report
Where are your
them,
barracks here? Where are your barracks in Sanctuary? Where are your barracks out in your desert?
once we venture out beyond the jurisdiction of Cormyr, obviously the rules will be different. We are still in the realm of Cormyr where our laws are held.
I'm
Listen,
sorry,
there's
but with
if
things
if
are so stretched thin outside of the city, that's just not realistic.
it's just really sad to think that you would take a petty crime of thievery and turn it in to the ultimate punishment of death. Would
Those
you?
men made a decision, and I'm sorry, but I've learned that up that if we want to succeed here, rules like that are only going to set us back.
I mean, think about it. Had we either let them walk away with all of our stuff, they would have just continued and continued and continued to bleed that town dry and had even more power to bully the people of that town. The Purple Dragon Knights had done nothing to stop them before. What makes you think that they would have stopped them this time? And then we would have been without supplies that we desperately needed for our journey, and we would have had to spend extra time to re resupply all the stuff that we needed. And may
And
not
could you
even have made it
imagine?
to our destination.
And could you imagine trying
Secondly,
to cross that bridge without our supplies? We wouldn't have been able to do it.
had we detained said criminals, we would have had to spend half a day driving them back to town, talk to the Purple Knights. We would have been even farther and a whole other day behind where we were already upset about the time wasted saving Sammy's brother. So, like, it was a no-win situation. Actually, what we chose to do was unfortunately the most expedient option in that situation. It stopped a larger problem that was plaguing that town, and it let us get on our way sooner.
You know, I could have cast suggestion on her or on the bandit captain. I could have stopped it from having to happen. Just like I did with the dragon, we had a nonviolent way out of that.
But what if it failed? Magic isn't always a surefire way to convince people otherwise.
I told them to run and they ran, but they came back.
Kirk, you tried so hard.
That is true. You did do that.
And we let those other two go. We called it a day. At the end of it.
Now, we are not bloodthirsty, out to kill everybody we meet sort of people, as we've now made friends with our lovely giant friend here. That's not our goal, it's not our intention, but when somebody comes at us with weapons, sometimes the safest option is to shoot first.
But I get what Arv's saying. He's a war wizard. He has to uphold. What is he supposed to do? Just stand by while we take matters into our own
He could
hands? He
100%
can't just do.
arrest us and send us back to town if that's really where his heart is.
No, but it's just we should keep that in mind at least, right?
I agree. I don't think that what happened today was right or wrong or anything, but we can work together moving forward and try to avoid being the ones to initiate something like that.
I know
Yes.
what I would have done if somebody was trying to steal from me. I would have smashed their brains in with my club.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can make the same pledge that Miss Wren is making. I tried. I tried Winsazale. I tried to be gentle and kind and wait and ask questions, and I don't think I can do that again. If my friends, my family's in danger, I don't think I'm gonna hold back.
You see, as this conversation goes on, there's been a lot of talking from the other side. At first, there's almost a depressed face looking over Arv, a resignment of he's not going to be able to change your mind. And then you can see his posture start to stiffen, his face become a little more stone. And so be it. We will both do what we must. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.